What's happening, sports fans? Christian Pedersen here with another episode of San Diego Prep Insider, and we welcome you back into the studio. Still not knowing what exactly is going on with the return to play, but we do know that it's time to start recognizing student athletes again. So we thank you very much for tuning in and joining us in on our conversation with Mandela Tobin. Everybody, we pick our conversation up now with a man who, well, he's already changed his bio to say he is a defensive lineman at Duke. He still technically attends Westview High School, so we don't know. We're fingers crossed, and we're going to see this guy get at least one sack. It's Mandela Tobin. Thank you so much for joining us. I have a lot I want to talk with you about because I've wanted to have you on the show for a while, but give me the best cliches of why you chose Duke. You know, the coaching staff felt like family. The Zoom classes, I'm sure you've regurgitated this line a couple times, but let's hear why ultimately Duke was your decision.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, Duke is just a phenomenal school. Like I've always said in all my past interviews, when you get a combination of academics and then big time ACC football like that, it's extremely hard to deny. And the coaching staff has just been nothing but great to me. And all I have to say is just that I'm very grateful for this opportunity. And again, it's just a great combination of academics and football. So that's all I can ask for.
Forgive me for taking it in this direction, but as somebody that attended UCLA and saw how the dynamic played out, that no matter how good any team did, there was still that inferiority complex with the basketball team. Are you emotionally ready to attend a school where basketball is the religion and you have to constantly convince everybody, no, we're the dominant team here. We're the ones that you need to come rank as the top team on campus?
Well, I mean, that just comes down to preparation, you know. The only way you can win people over that your team is actually good is if you actually start winning, you know. And when I get to Duke, I'm really planning to make sure that we have this sort of culture of winning. And winning takes preparation. And with preparation, it just goes a long way, you know. With that big game against, you know, for example, if we were going to play like Clemson or I know Notre Dame just joined the ACC now. So
it's pretty dope that you get to say those names, right? Like it goes from one year you're prepping for like Otay Ranch. That's disrespectful to Otay. I would have disrespected any team that I said there, but one year you're preparing for Otay Ranch, the next year you're preparing for Clemson and Notre Dame. Like that's pretty cool, right?
It is. So, you know, that just with those kind of teams with that caliber, it just is kind of an easy way to show that you're legit, you know, because if you win those games, you instantly have the headlights from the entire college football world on your head, you know, and it depends on how you play with it. It could either go in a negative fashion or a positive fashion, you know, it just depends on how you play. So just, you know, preparation is key, and that's how you win people over.
I got to ask your Instagram, and you can follow him at SK52DELA. I'm sure there's a way that you would like that pronounced. I'm not going to try. I am 30, so I'm an old guy. But man, like go follow. Look at this, folks. It is just a block of offers. So you had a lot of different options. Most kids that we talk with in years prior had funny stories of they were in class, so they couldn't answer the phone to take their offer or something like that. Did you get any of that, or was this all you just sitting at home like, oh, there's another email, there's another Zoom, like anything funny on like where you were when you got one of your offers?
I mean, oh geez. I think, yeah, there's definitely a couple of times where it was like, you know, not the wrong place, but just a funny time, you know. I would definitely say my first offer, the Lehigh offer, which I'm still grateful to them. And shout out to them. They're the reasons why this entire process even started, you know. But with that out of the way, I was in class and I got a text from the coach. And, you know, back then I was just kind of, you know, I didn't really take it seriously because I didn't know if I was going to get recruited like that, you know. So I was like, oh, it's just a coach, you know. And then they said they wanted to get on the phone with me. And I was like, oh, okay. And this was when I went into homeroom. Homeroom's just basically.
So this is back when you're in-person class? Like
Yeah,
you're
in
actually
person.
there. Oh man, that feels like a while
Yeah.
ago. All right, keep going.
No, you're good. So yeah, so we have homeroom. It's just basically like a 15-minute time where you just chill and you get news updates about the school. And I was outside and I was with one of my friends. He graduated, this past year, and we were talking, and then the coach says, "So we would like to offer you a full ride, or like we would like to offer you." And at first, I was like, okay, coach. Like I didn't understand like what was going on. And then he was like, no, like you realize we're like offering you a scholarship. I was like, wait, what? Like, you know, it's just so funny.
So
I don't even
you're
know.
just
So
on
like,
autopilot. Like, yeah, no, that sounds dope, coach. That sounds dope. That sounds dope. Wait, what?
yeah. I swear, I like, because again, I didn't even know the recruiting process. I was so new to it. Like I was just like, oh, thanks, coach.
Because this would have been
Like,
what, like start of your junior year?
um, a little bit after my junior
Yeah.
season of football.
Okay, deal.
Yeah, yeah. So and then that was the first time. And then the second time was I was literally sitting on my computer just like how we're talking, you know, and I was like just playing some video games, and then I get a call from an Air Force coach, and that's when they extended the offer, and like I don't know why I was like super excited, but like I didn't have any emotion. Like you know what I'm saying?
Well, because you're zoned in on what, were you playing Warzone or something? Where you, because you're probably like full on focused.
I like again. It was like this was like 6 months ago. I'm pretty sure I was so focused that I didn't know how to like contain myself. So like my mom walked in and she's like, "So what's the rundown?" And I was like, Air Force just offered." And she's like, "Why are you not like doing it?" Like, So those were just some funny experiences, but of course, I am so grateful for the Air Force offer. That's a very prestigious offer, just regardless. Even though I didn't choose them, it's still a high honor, and my reaction should not dictate how prestigious they are. It was just at the heat of the moment.
Well, because whatever video game you were playing, you were dialed in. Because that's how you achieve so much success in whatever you do. You commit yourself so fully to whatever the task in front of you is, and if it was Call of Duty or if it was Madden or 2K or what is your video game of choice? What kind of a gamer are you?
I mean, I used to play Warzone a lot, but I'm kind of like an outstretch. Like I'm more of a I have a unique set of games that I play that most people don't really play.
Okay, challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. Let's trade. Let's go back and forth a little bit here.
I play Smite. I play Smite a lot. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's basically like this. It's like a RPG. And you play as like these mythological gods in like a battleground. And I do have to admit it is a very toxic game, but at the same time, if you're good at it, it's so fun. But it is extremely toxic. I've had times where I'll literally be, fighting, and then three or four other players just jump me, and then my HP bar just go. Shoo. I was like, and like I don't even I don't even survive for like more than a second. That's how toxic it is. So, but that's just one. I used to play Warframe a lot. That one's definitely a classic. It's a very popular game. It's just not really known throughout like the mainstream, video game world. And then also, throw back to like sixth grade. I do play some Geometry Dash. You know, just kind of those kind of games. With Geometry Dash, I play like the super hard levels. The ones that no like 12-year-old can keep up. Like these are levels that like even you know 20-year-olds and up play because it's super hard. And those are the kind of games that I always focus in because it's all about focus in all of those three games I've played So that's why I love him so much.
Have you jumped in with, have you played Among Us yet? The game on your phone?
I've tried it, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like it.
Okay.
It's just kind of boring to me. And please, no one at me, you know. I just it just doesn't have much interest in my, skill set.
Hey, it's just it's the one that's come up the most lately that I feel like everybody's either all in and they're obsessed with it right now or not. So I had to ask. I appreciate that. I got to ask your avatar picture on your Instagram. I am going to say the wrong character there, but you obviously have a disposition towards liking animation. What kind of shows you watch?
I'm definitely kind of an anime guy myself. The picture on my Instagram, his name is Broly, and he's from Dragon Ball.
Okay, I would have gotten Dragon Ball Z right, but I would have not have said the right character there. I'm wrong.
No, you're good. You're good. They came out with like this new movie, with this new character. They had the old Broly, and the old Broly was like super evil, but this one is super nice because I kind of relate to him in like a football kind of way. My football story is kind of how he got into, fighting with like Goku and Vegeta. And that's why, I have him as my profile picture and even on my Twitter banner, because like he's my favorite character. He's super strong. He's like almost the strongest Saiyan ever in the Dragon Ball Super universe. And his story, like I said, kind of lines up with my football story. And he's kind of like a humble beast, and I try to just be like a humble beast football wise as well. So that's why I like him so much.
I like that. That's a humble beast. That's a good one. I've not heard that one before. When it comes to shows like Dragon Ball Z and other anime, I'm looking up the production dates on some of these runs and realizing that I was alive and very much so for the like first run of this. So this is something that you would be like, oh, that's a way throwback. But like, do you watch any of the older stuff from the 80s or 90s, and does it hold up still? Or is it really like the new stuff today is the only good stuff? Can you help educate me on whether or not I fondly remember my childhood or if it was all just awful stuff 20 years ago?
Oh, no. In fact, many, many anime fans and just like people in general, like they still refer to the old, Dragon Ball or, old animes better than the new ones today, because there's a lot more, I guess you can say, like class, back then. Things were a lot more simple. It wasn't so complicated like how it is now, and for me, I definitely do like the classic things because it's kind of like a homage of where you came from, and of course you can relate that to life in general. You always start from somewhere, and it's always the classic things that really make you remember, who you are, and actually, ingrain some sort of memory in your head that you can, remember for the rest of your life, So that's why so many anime fans and just people in general just remember more of the classics than the new ones, just because of how simple and how iconic it was back then.
You ever think about writing a book? You speak very eloquently in these great metaphors and statements that speak to people's souls. I think that when are you going to be an English major? Like, is that what? Do you know what you want to graduate with?
I want to go into business and finance, and my mom's been pushing me to go into law because she says I'm really good in like proving arguments. I just don't really, I just don't know if I can write a book though, because I don't really.
The lawyer thing, okay, that's the verbal version of writing a book. So I was in the right ballpark.
All right, yeah.
I feel like from defensive lineman to lawyer is a pretty solid jump, because I'm assuming that you will still be decently big and able to really, courtroom presence. You can maintain a pretty dominant presence there. I don't want to talk about whether or not football is coming back because nobody knows. We don't know where this virus is going. We're all hoping it is. But I do want to talk about school coming back or not. And what have been your thoughts, emotions, and like just what's the reality of still being in distance learning? Like, have you enjoyed? Is it good? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you like? What's life been like, man?
I mean, let's say we've been in social distance or like virtual learning since March.
Yeah, it's been 10 months
So
now.
yeah, 10 months. That's almost a year, you know? And geez, I still remember the time when I was talking with my friends and we were like, man, we're getting this 2 week break, just because of this new COVID. Like, what is this COVID thing? Like, I remember how everyone was like that back then. And now look where we are now. We're Zooming and we're doing all of that, So with
Like,
this social distance learning, it's just very it has its ups and its downs, I can definitely say. And, for me generally it's um kind of even, I don't really know if I like it more, if I hate it more. There have definitely been times where I've liked it a lot more, for sure, but there've definitely been times where I've hated it. And
so okay, so obviously you want to come back for prom and that, like, not that kind of stuff aside, but maybe in the abstract, if you were a sophomore or whatever right now and you had the opportunity over the next couple years, sports are back, you're back into playing football and everything like that, but you can do on campus or you can do distance learning or you can do a little bit of both, like what would you choose?
um geez, this is a hard question. I would say I don't I just can't really give you an answer at the moment right now, because it's such a intricate question, and you just don't really know off the top of your head. Because like I've said, there's just been times where I've been very happy with being socially distanced with learning like this. And again, there have been times where I've absolutely hated it, and I'll just be clawing to go back to school and just see my friends, see my teachers that I like the most, or just like in general, and
Yeah,
just have that
there's
school atmosphere.
there's no right or wrong answer there. It's just something that I find interesting to ask because there will never be another generation ever, hopefully, that will have high school yanked out from underneath them other than, the class of like 20 through 23. Like this 4 years of people, just you have this weird thing. And so I got to ask like what this has all been like, because it's funny finding some people that are like, oh yeah, I sleep in way later. Like I have way more energy. I work out way harder in the afternoons. So they would like, yeah, I'll stay home and I'll do that and I'll just go in for teams. And other people are like, no. I need to get out. I cannot focus here. I cannot get anything done. And it's just interesting kind of hearing everybody's input on that. So I appreciate you sharing a little bit of that. I've taken up a bunch of your time. I really appreciate it. Let's say this. Well, fingers crossed that we get to see you for like a 5 or 6, like a league season. And hopefully that, but if not, will you, please keep us in the loop as your college season progresses in the fall, and not forget about all of us back here in San Diego when you're off taking down Notre Dame and taking down Clemson and doing all of those crazy things in college, folks. We really we got a lot of kids out there that they need you to just like stay safe for a few weeks and do everything you can so they can get a season back. Or hashtag whatever you want to hashtag on Twitter. Like, find a way to help these kids get their season back. Mandela, we really appreciate you being on with us. You stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon, my man.
Appreciate it. I love this entire time, and I like to see more to come with this.